Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A quick reminder of our top stories now. Former President Goodluck Jonathan visits presidential villa for the second time since he left office. Comptroller General of Customs denies plan to sack 400 customs personnel. European Union says it has committed over 4 billion naira to polio eradication in Nigeria. 4 South African police officers face murder charge as video emerges showing them shooting a robber suspect. We'll now bring you some of the pictures that you sent to our eyewitness portal. First is this one, showing a PHCN cable that is about to fall on a major road in GRA Phase 2, Port Harcourt. Our eyewitness reporter says this cable is life-threatening and the Power Holding Company of Nigeria should do something quick. Next is this picture showing an abandoned transformer in Ughelli, Delta State. Our eyewitness reporter wants the government and PHCN to fix this transformer, which has been constituting danger to the residents there. And finally, we have this one showing an abandoned health center in Bariga, Lagos. Our eyewitness reporter says that this facility has been in this state since 2008 and is concerned that authorities should look into it. We sincerely do thank you for sending in those pictures, as we urge you to keep them coming. Well, there have been some shake-ups, major shake-ups in the Nigerian Customs Service lately. The Comptroller General of Service, Colonel Ahmed Ali, today announced the appointment of 6 Deputy Comptroller Generals and 8 Assistant Comptroller Generals. The Customs Service boss says that the appointments are in line with the ongoing reorganization in the service and has declared that the new roles will be in acting capacities. The 6 top officers who will serve in the Assistant Comptroller General's capacity include Idris Suleiman, who will be in charge of Finance, Administration and Technical Service, Iya Umar for Tariff and Trade, and Dan Ugo to oversee enforcement, investigation and inspection. The others include Grace Zadeamo, who will head the excise, FTZ and Industrial Incentive Unit, while Austin Wario Kuru will be the Human Resource Development Head, and Paul Okaigwe will take charge of Strategic Research and Policy. Meanwhile, the Comptroller General says that the resignation by some of its staff may not be unconnected to the restructuring exercise in the service. While speaking to journalists after a visit to some federal government establishment to foster revenue generation, Colonel Ali dismissed rumors that more officers of the service will soon resign, but assures that the Nigerian Customs Service will maintain its stance in sustaining transparency and accountability in its desire to improve revenue generation for the country.
We are doing restructuring. When I took over the leadership, I said it very clear that I have my mandate given to me by Mr. President: reform, restructure, and raise revenue. In the course of restructuring, of course, a lot of people have certain things have to happen, and this is one of them. We have a hierarchical process in the custom. So therefore, the absence of one does not mean if what of people I wake up tomorrow as a dead person, will custom cease to exist? No. So we have a hierarchical process. So if one is not there, somebody who is equally clued to carry on will carry on.
Well, it is now official. The Independent National Electoral Commission has made public all the governorship candidates and their running mates for the Kogi and Bayelsa state elections. The Electoral Commission today declared that 22 candidates will be contesting in Kogi state, while 20 others have been confirmed as Bayelsa state. The candidates will be contesting on the platforms of their different political parties. The Kogi state election is slated for the 21st of November 2015, while Bayelsa election scheduled for the 5th of December 2015. Some of the top contenders in the Kogi governorship race include the incumbent and PDP candidate, Captain Idris Wada, who will be in a tough race with the APC's Abubakar Audu, who is a former governor. A former deputy governor of the immediate past governor of the state, Ibrahim Idris, Mr. Philip Salau, is the candidate of the Labour Party. In Bayelsa State, the incumbent governor, Siriaki Dixon, will fly the PDP flag, while a former governor, Timipriya Silva, is the APC's flag bearer. Also included on the list of top contenders is Moses Siasia of the PDM. For many years now, erosion has been a painful subject to discuss in Anambra State, southeast of Nigeria, with residents abandoning their homes for safer grounds. Now, their southeast neighbors, Abia State, has joined a call for the government to save them from the horrors of the earth devourers. The Senate ad hoc committee has heard their call and has come to see things for itself.
Half of the road has been cut off. If it is allowed to stand without any assistance from the federal government, the road will completely be cut off.
Complaints and appeals coming from the residents and government of Anambra State recording the erosion which has caused severe damage. Their cries have now been heard. The Senate ad hoc committee on works are in the state to see for themselves the extent of the devastation. The Nkpo flyover erosion is the first to be inspected.
It is a major economic road for Southeast, South and North Central. So it is a major, and if you allow the erosion menace to escalate more than it has done now, definitely it will cut off the economic activities of the entire zone.
We have seen, and we make a report back, and I'm sure that Senate will make strong recommendations to the various agencies that are responsible, and something will be done about this as quickly as possible to save this highway. This is one of the most important highways in this country, and nothing will be left undone to ensure that it does not get completely cut off, as the erosion is extremely threatening on the structures of the highway.
They went on to Nanka, where erosion has eaten deep. If they were shocked before, members of the committee are speechless. It's also a nightmare on the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway, a route now regarded as a death trap for vehicles. The team could not even come down to inspect the road. They have seen enough for one day. They make their way to the governor's office. He highlights all the challenges with hopes of an immediate intervention.
We're the second smallest state in Nigeria after Lagos, with a landmass of 2,855 square kilometers. And a quarter of this landmass is being threatened by erosion. A quarter. That is significant and therefore calls for an emergency.
It's a similar story in Abia State. On site in the inspection team, residents do not waste time laying their complaints at the team's feet.
This place has been ravaging us for the past 50 years. We've lost over 20 homes here. I sent people packing. I sent many of us packing.
Some years back, I used to drive from here to Calabar within 2 hours. If you drive from here, you'll get to Airport Central. From Airport Central to Calabar is less than an hour drive. But today, you can see the mess. We don't know what to say other than we rely on the federal government. There is nothing we as a community can do about it.
It becomes more interesting when the team could not get to Arochukwu-Ohafia Road with their vehicle, but had to walk because of 2 heavy trucks packed there for weeks. This is not the first time members from the House of Assembly are visiting erosion sites in Anambra State, but it's a first for Abia. However, residents hope that this present administration will match words with action and find a lasting solution to their ever-present problem.
The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos today failed to sit to hear a suit instituted by Stanbic IBTC against the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria (FRCN) and National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion (NOTAP). Presiding Judge Ibrahim Buba was absent at the proceedings, and it had to be adjourned to Wednesday, November the 4th. In the suit, Stanbic IBTC Bank is asking the court to determine, among other things, whether FRCN has the power to impose a fine of 1 billion naira on it. FRCN had last week sanctioned Stanbic IBTC over its audited accounts for 2013 and 2014 and suspended the financial reporting numbers of the bank's chairman, Mr. Atedo Peterside, and its chief executive, Mrs. Shola David Borha, and also barred them from vouching for the integrity of any financial statements in Nigeria. The body also suspended 2 other directors, Mr. Arthur Oginga and Dr. Daru Owe, for testing to what it termed the misleading 2013 and 2014 financial accounts of the bank, as well as Ayodele Othihiwa of KPMG Professional Services for his firm's alleged complicity in the infractions highlighted in the financial report for the 2-year period. It based its sanctions on issues raised by the bank's majority stakeholders, led by the Mahtani brothers, who own the Churchgate conglomerate, to some other regulatory agencies such as Untapped Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, among others. Arik Air, Nigeria's flag bearer, is 9 today, and to celebrate this milestone, the carrier is launching a customized air travel insurance package. The new air travel insurance enables a passenger to enjoy customized domestic travel insurance on Arik Air with only 1,000 naira when the ticket is purchased via its online platform at www.arikair.com. At a press parley in Lagos, southwest of Nigeria, the managing director of the airline, Mr. Chris Ndulue, said the insurance package is an add-on to the service it provides. Arik Air also unfolded plans for the future. Our aviation correspondent Bukola Joe Ketumbi reports.
9 years, 28 aircraft and 17.3 million passengers. That's the story of Arik Air. While the airline says it has overcome lots of challenges to stay in business, opening a new vista is worth celebrating in its 9th operational year.
But the big thing that we're going to launch today is the Arik Air Travel Insurance. It's only an addition to the service we provide, the insurance cover that we have.
Then this partnership is cemented and principal partners spell out the benefits.
The benefit in terms of, flight delays and cancellation is 20,000 naira just for 1,000 naira only. Personal accident, wise on flight, airport to airport, a whooping sum of 1 million naira.
Get this product online. Flying to any part of Nigeria, you will have the peace of mind knowing that accidental damage, accidental injury to the person, loss of baggage, medical expenses, flight cancellation by up to consecutive 8 hours are well covered.
A new policy is in, but that's not the end. Arik Air is also charting new courses in route development and sourcing of financial resources.
We also intend to launch operations to Rome in 2016. We have planned a private placement in the first quarter of next year, and that will be followed by an initial public offer, which will take place in 2017.
With the future in sight, the airline indicates that meeting the needs of its guests and customers continue to be top on its agenda. Bukola Joe Ketumbi, Channels Television News.
And when the news at 10 returns, we focus on the development in the aviation sector in Nigeria. We'll be joined on the news at 10 by an aviation consultant, Mr. Chris Aligbe. He'll be joining us shortly after this break. Join us again.